Hello. Coffee vlog, potentially a doggy vlog, although they're a bit worn out this morning. And 1 week July update for you. My brain has been a bit all over the place this morning, so this may not make sense. I warn you now. Where do I start? Oh, first of all, I'm recording this on my laptop, on my Mac, in the new iMovie, and normally when I use iMovie, the audio video gets out of sync, so I don't know how that's going to work, or if it's going to work, or if it's going to get out of sync. If it does, I apologise. But I need to try this because this is the easiest way to record these kind of vlogs. And yeah, there you go. Sorry if the audio gets out of sync. I'll do my best with editing it if it does. So 1 book July update. Still going okay, not had any problems. I am outgrowing the pages, which obviously I thought I would. Let me put it in context. I am a working artist, I am a teacher, I am a YouTuber, I am a blogger, I do commission work. I've got lots of different roles that I do, plus because I run my own business, I do all my own admin, all my own marketing, all my own accounts, everything else. The last month, the whole of July, I've had a teaching break. The end of June, I had a teaching admin break. That was the week I had off, completely from doing anything. Then I spent the next 2 weeks working on basically accounts. And then I took a couple of days off at the end of last week. This week I am back into teaching admin, so setting up classes, making sure things are ready for next week, recording videos, all that kind of stuff for September. You know, just generally getting ahead of myself a little bit and planning what I'm going to do, but not teaching. I'm not doing student stuff this week, if that makes sense. So I'm recording classes, but I'm not doing critiques and interacting with students and all that kind of stuff. Apart from setting up a few students with logins, I'm not doing anything for classes other than, you know, recording them and getting set up for September. What on earth is going on here? Then next week, on Monday, I am back to work. Full-time, everything, all jobs, systems go, teaching, everything. So when I started the challenge, I started at the end of July. What date was it? The 30th of June. I started on the 30th of June because I needed to start at the beginning of a week. And I need to finish at the beginning of a week. So I'm going to keep going to, let me see what the date is, 27th, I think. Yes. No, sorry, 29th. Oh, I thought it was earlier than that. The 29th is the last day of my non-teaching thing. So I'm back to work on Wednesday. So I can't have the Monday and Tuesday in a different week. That will do my head in. I can't. Even though part of it's holiday and part of it's teaching, I can't split the week. So I will be finishing my... Oh, that's why I thought it was the 27th. There we go. I will be finishing my 1 book July challenge on the 27th. And on the Monday, I will begin using this as just the Hobonichi style journal. So I will not be doing my time clocks, I will not be doing my planning, I will not be doing my appointments, I will just be doing, you know, fun stuff, little bits and pieces of fun stuff and, you know, that kind of thing. Because this book, as a planner, all on its own, I said this right from the beginning, once I added back in my teaching, there was no way this was going to work. And yeah, I haven't even added back in my teaching, all I've added in is my teaching admin, which is only like a third of the job, and it's already not going to work this week. So yeah, my setup for, will it be Monday? Will it be next Monday? Goodness me, where's July gone? Whoa, whoosh. My setup from Monday onwards, this will be my fun journal, just for, crappy little drawings. I don't take any care over anything I draw in here. I just draw for the fun of it. It's just for me, it's not for anybody else. It's not part of a class, it's not part of practice, it's not something I'm learning, it's just something I'm doing while I'm doing something else, usually. So like this is the best drawing I have in here at the moment. This was one I was doing while I was watching Hemlock Grove, Roman and Peter. And I wasn't concentrating on, I've got to get a good likeness, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. I just doodled with a pen and went over it with a brush marker. As opposed to this, which I am working on getting a likeness and getting the fur and the colour and everything else. That's art. That's something I'm working on. This is just something I was doodling while I was watching TV, and it just happened to come out really well. So this is just going to be, I'll probably leave this downstairs actually, so that, because I've started a ritual now where every night I spend at least an hour downstairs in the lounge just sitting with the dogs, either listening to an audiobook or watching TV or something. And I think this will probably be the book that I keep down there and do stuff like that in. I will be returning to my Midori as my main planner, organiser, journal. Slightly different setup. I've got my Hobonichi weeks in there now, and I'll have my what you would call a commonplace book, I suppose. It's just research and stuff and things that I find interesting. I mean, I've got a list in the back of here of 101 interesting facts. That includes stuff like the first guide dog was a German Shepherd. Just odd bits and pieces that I go, oh, that's interesting to know, because I am the trivia queen. Then I've got another one of these thin notebooks at the back, which is going to be my journal, my proper journal. I say proper, I mean like actual journaling, actual photos and whatever I normally do in my journal. You've seen my journals before, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's going to go back in there. So this will be my everyday journally, plannery type organiser thing. However, I do like the little book. I've really enjoyed having a little book that I carry around with me. So I've got some thinking to do, and I'm trying it out for a week because I need this for work anyway. I need somewhere to put work stuff anyway. So rather than going straight back into my A5, I'm back in my bullet journal. This is my Raidori field notes size with a moleskin, soft cover moleskin pocket, and this is a bullet journal. The way I use it as a bullet journal is, I don't bother with the monthly setup and all that kind of stuff. I do that in my appointments diary, but I've got a list here of how I want to set up my planner. Then I've just put the date, and I've put my brain dump for this morning. Then I've got something that was already in here, a list that was already in here. Then I've got continuing. I've put the date and I've continued with what I need to do. Then I've done a short list of things I need to do for this update. Then I've got something else that I need to look at. And I've got some more stuff to put in here. Most of this is work. Most of this is work. Some of it, occasionally I'll, halfway through I'll go, oh, and by the way, I must call Bill and get some more dog food. But most of it is work. It's just clearing my brain. Yes, I could have just dumped this on a piece of paper, on any old scrappy bit of paper or a to-do list or something, and put it in my Hobonichi, but to be honest, it's better off in here because I know what I want to use this for next month, and this is where my time clocks are going to go. So it's going to be my bullet journal and time clocks. There is somebody, one of the English girls, I can't remember her name. I don't think it's Shara. It might be Shara, I'm not 100% sure. I will put it down below anyway. Chronodex. She does a Chronodex bullet journal in this size or thereabouts, and I've taken a few ideas from that to put this together because I don't want to use like a Chronodex type thing for logging appointments or anything. I just want to see where my time's going. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that. I'm getting there, okay? That's a project in and of itself. So this is just my brain dump that I will carry around with me, and then that will get filed either into here as something to do today or this week or whenever, or it will stay in here as a project that I need to set up. And speaking of which, I'm also going to link to Kate down below, down there. Go and watch her video for this week, because she and I came to the same conclusion, which, considering how polar opposite we are when it comes to journaling and planning and all that kind of thing, you know, I'm very kind of, whatever, I'll do it wherever, you know, I don't care if I swap my journals around in the middle of the month or the middle of the day, you know, if it's not working, I'll swap it over. And she's very kind of, I must have it organised. I must organise this. You know. In terms of desks, you can imagine that she would have a neat desk, and mine is just, well, you've seen mine most of the time. It's just like a pile of stuff. Yeah, we work in very different ways, is my point. But we've both come to the same conclusion with One Book July today, or this week, which is bullet journaling. We use it reactively. It's reactive organisation. So you write something down, and as you're writing that down, you have another idea that branches off of it, or you think, oh, and while I'm doing that, I might as well do this, or oh, yes, I must remember to do that as well. Or you put something in here, and as a result of having done that, you get another thing that you need to do. And that is very much kind of organisation running away with you. You know, your projects and your things that you're doing tell you what the next thing you need to do is. You are not consciously deciding. It's just, you know, oh, now I've done that, I've got to do this. You know, now I've done my accounts, I need to file my tax return. It's a natural progression. But where I lack is in project planning. And Kate has realised this too. It's very interesting. Proactive planning. Proactive, organising in advance. Which is why I didn't use the word planning for this. My bullet journal is very much reactive. It's my brain dump of things that are already in my head that I already am thinking, oh, I really need to do that. Now, in here, I have already put time clock project, which is for probably next week, maybe the week after, where I'm going to show you about these time clocks, what I've been doing with them, how they work, how I'm organising them, how I've come to the conclusion that I have with them, and all that. But that's one, you know, time clock projects with a box. I would normally just take that and run with it, because it's all in my head. I want to start getting out of my head and into here, so that I'm a bit more organised in advance. So that I can say, well, yes, I need to do this, 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 and this on my bullet list, but instead of doing that, because these are not important right now, and I don't have to do them today, I have a couple of hours. Instead, I'm going to work on this project for a couple of hours. And, you know, schedule in time to work on my projects, because what tends to happen is I lose track of things because I'm working on too many things at once. It's all in my head, and there's only so much room for information. So that will include things like my teaching, my YouTube projects and things that I'm doing, stuff like that. Now this goes back to the beginning of the year, where I have been using this for projects. I have been using it, you know, all my projects are in here. Some of them are filed away. I use my Holborn for an A to Z index, and I clip pages together and I file them in my index. So these are all active things that I'm working on. So things like my happiness project and stuff like that, that is all in here. What I want to do is take a more proactive approach to looking at my projects and saying, okay, this has been going on a while. I need to do this, what am I going to do with it? Where can I fit something in this week that will advance this project? And then scheduling a time for it, rather than saying, well, not scheduling a time, I'm not going to be like, 1:05 on Thursday, I must do this. I'm going to say, right, this week at some point I'm going to spend 2 hours on this project. Now, that means I could do an hour and then another hour, or I could do 2 hours all in one go, or I could say, you know, one afternoon when I'm rendering videos and I can't do anything else on the computer, I could say, oh, right, okay, I've got that project, I'll go and do that while I'm rendering videos for however long it takes to render videos. Because sometimes rendering videos takes up to 4 hours. And when I've done my 2 hours that I've scheduled, I can decide whether I'm going to do another hour because I'm really into something, or if I'm going to say, okay, well, I've done 2 hours on that project, I'm going to do an hour on this project while I finish that. So, yeah, this will be a lot more proactive planning for projects specifically, because I tend to log what I've done on projects, but I don't work out in advance what I'm going to do, and I really need to get on that because I've got too much going on in my head. I really am. If you'd seen me 2 hours ago, honestly, I tried to record this video, and I'm not kidding you, at 55 minutes I decided, yeah, I'm going to have to cut this off and start it again because I'm just all over the place. I was rambling because I just couldn't get everything working out of my brain fast enough. So I went and did my bullet journal brain dump thing, and I'm a lot calmer now and my brain is a lot less squibbly. Sorry, am I looking at the wrong bit? I'm not used to recording on my laptop, so I apologise if I'm looking at the wrong place. I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking at myself or looking at the camera. I'll have to look at that when I edit. So yes, this is going to be projects. My Holborn is my A to Z for filing projects because it's got big rings. Both of these got big rings. This is a Kensington, and it's big and chunky. It's got 28mm rings, I think, and you can see it holds massive amounts. I mean, it's huge. Enormous. The Holborn has really big rings, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's also got 28mm rings. I know I can stuff it to the hilt, and it takes all sorts. It's also got all those handy pockets in the side. I don't know if you've seen a Holborn, but it's got pockets here where instead of having to actually file things away, I can just open it up and shove things in the pockets and file them later. So I like that about the Holborn. It makes a good archive journal. So there you go. That's where I'm up to with One Book July. I'm still using One Book July. Because of work, I've had to add this in. I could just as easily have done this on a big piece of A4 paper, but I'd rather have it all in a notebook, especially since I know I'm going to use this notebook from Monday next week anyway. This is where I'm going to put my bullet journaling and time clocks, and this will be my carry-around journal. This is going to sit downstairs, so that whenever I'm downstairs, if I go and sit in the garden, or if I go and watch TV, or if I just go and play with the dogs for a bit, I can just take this with me and just doodle in it whenever I feel like, as a bit of just something fun to do. This is going to be my proper journal, and then this is my forward planning and archive, I suppose, because of my other file of facts is my archive. What I haven't decided yet, now, I would be interested in opinions on this, because I've tried using pocket file of faxes before, and I've never really got on with them, and I don't know why, because I like this size of book. I've used pocket moleskins a lot, and I really do enjoy using them. And they're the same size, you know, bar like a quarter of an inch on the bottom. The paper is exactly the same size. But for some reason, I don't feel as comfortable using a pocket filofax as I do using a pocket moleskin. I'm not sure why that is. I'd be interested to hear theories on that one, actually. I use this as my wallet because this is a pocket Kensington. This is the pocket version of this. It's completely different leather. It's not as nice, actually. Well, it is nice, but it's very worn because this is all grainy, if you can see there, and this is all smooth. But it wasn't grainy it wasn't smooth originally, it was all nice and grainy, but it's so worn with use that it's, you know, it's gone, whoops, it's gone shiny. Sorry, now I know why everybody does this when they're recording. It's because you can't tell which way you're going. It's really confusing. I do apologise for that. It drives me batty when I'm watching a video and somebody's going like this trying to get things on camera, but I now understand why it doesn't work. Anyway, yes, I use this as my wallet because I love the zip at the back. It's got a nice big, oh, you can't see that very well, sorry. It's got a nice big gusseted pocket here that I use for change. It's got vertical credit card slots. I can't stand widthways credit card slots. I just don't see the point. These are vertical, they're much better. It's got lots of extra big pockets at the back and the front for receipts and things. It's got a really good mechanism and it has the all-important cash pocket at the back. I also have in here, I had a Midori traveller's notebook, this size passport one of these zip lock. I've got another one in here, I've got this one in here because this one is actually split. They don't normally split. I've had no issues with any of the others and I've been using them for a year, but after 3 weeks this one split and it got a hole in it along the top there. That's why there's a clip on it. And I contacted lovely Casper at the journal shop and I said, this is not normal. Yeah, that doesn't normally happen, does it? And he went, no, that definitely doesn't happen. I will send you a new one. Especially after 3 weeks, it shouldn't have split. End of story. I'll send you a new one. And then he challenged me and I said, do you want me to send this one back as faulty goods? And he said, no, I challenge you to find another way to use it. So yeah, I put my clip on here and I clip my, when I'm just popping out to the shop, I usually just pop out the back door and I take the back door key and I don't take all my keys with me. So I clip my key onto here, pop it in this lock thing, and you know, I've got my key with me and it's safe and everything. But this is actually, like I say, it's the full thing. Can you see that? Fits fine. I just punched holes in it and I use that as my card holder for other cards, and I've got coupons and things, and I stuck this in just so I had something to write on. So my sticky note thing fits in the middle there quite nicely. But now this is my dilemma. Should I use this as my bullet journal? Because I don't like the idea of having to take both of these with me. But I love this as my wallet. I really love it. I've tried using this as my wallet and I didn't like it. I think possibly because when you use this as a wallet you have to put coins in here. And I hated putting coins in here. It was so hard to get into all the time. I love the layout of my Filofax. But for some reason I can't get on with putting paper in this and using it as a journal, a bullet journal. Even as a scribble pad. I find I don't use it. Suggestions? Ideas? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Do you use either one of these or one of these as a wallet, or both, or do you have both? Do you take them both with you? Do you just carry sticky notes in here? Because that's another idea, is to just use these sticky notes as and when I think of things, write them down and then put the sticky notes in here. That's another alternative. What do you do? What do you do? How does it work? What works for you? Give me ideas, because I'm open to ideas on this. Like I said, I really love this as a wallet, but it seems redundant to have both when I could put the two together. So let me know what you think. And that is that for One Book July, I think. So I've already set this up ready for Monday, and I'm going to start. It might seem counterproductive to the whole One Book July thing, but it is One Book July, not One Book July in August. And I've got things that I need to go in here for August. So I'm going to start logging things in here for August, but I won't do it till later in the week. I'm not going to do it today. I'll do it sort of over the weekend or something, transferring things that I need for August into here. I'm also going to set this up. This is my project for today. I'm going to set this up as a proper project thing so that I can start using it for my projects on Monday. And in the meantime, I will still be doing everything in here, but I've also got this, which is literally just my brain dump. Like I said, it's just lists of stuff I need to do. It's like a bullet journal, but it's not. It's simpler than a bullet journal. I don't do the monthly index. I don't do the month 1 to 30 or whatever it is. I don't do anything like that. I just start, you know, like this. This was one thing I needed to do. Planners set up for August 2014, which is what I'm talking to you about today. I just wanted to get it straight in my mind, how I want it to work. So I wrote it down. Then I put the date and I started writing a list of all the things that were in my head going, ooh, don't forget me, and don't forget me, and don't forget me, and don't forget me, and don't forget me as well. Because that's how my brain was this morning. It was like, 50 things at once. Then I've got my Witchy Wednesday list, which was already in here, and I've left that. That's 3 or 4 pages at the moment. Then I continued with today's list. I just put the date at the top and continued. Then I've got my week 3 update, which is this video. I wrote down the things that I wanted to say, and I will also go back when I finish the video and log down anything additional that I added in as I was thinking of, as I was doing the video, you know. I have covered everything on here. Then I've got a list of posts that I need to sort out. My pages are numbered. I use an index at the back, and I just use a big index. It just says index. I've actually written these the wrong way round. I don't know how I managed that. Normally, I've put page 2, planner list, August 2014. Normally, I would put planner list, August 2014, page 2, because then if I go to page 13 and I add some more, I can put 13 next to it as well. I don't know why I did that. I do split it like July, August, September and so on, but I don't religiously put, oh well, page 19 is in the August section, therefore I've got to put it. Yeah, if it's already listed, then I'll add the number up here. I don't mess about with that. Especially if it's something that I will revisit, like my Witchy Wednesday has got page 4 to 9. If I get to October and I decide to do another list, I won't add a second list, I'll just put it here and say, you know, page 70 to 80 or whatever. So, and I do my index at the back of the book. A lot of people do their index at the front because that's how bullet journaling works. And they'll start with a major index of where they log what month is where and all that kind of stuff. Which I get, that's, you know, I understand that. Then they'll have a month list of things that are in that particular month. But then they sit there going, oh well, I don't know how much space I'll need for my index. I might need just this little bit here, or I might need a whole page, or I've left 3 pages because I wasn't sure if I'd need 1 page or 3. And I don't want to run out of room, and I don't want to use sticky notes. Why don't you just put your index at the back? Would that not make more sense? That's what I do. I don't understand the logic of trying to work out before you know how many pages you're going to need, how much space to leave, when you could just start at the back and just meet in the middle. You know, sooner or later these two are going to meet, and then you've run out of pages. And then you've used all the index that you need, and you've run out of pages, so you start a new book. Does that not make more sense? Why would you put an index at the front where you could potentially run out of room? Explain to me why you would do that. There's got to be a reason people put their index at the front. I'm not saying it's wrong, you know, if it works for you, it works for you. I'm confused about why you would put an index at the front not knowing how much space you need, and then worry about running out of space when you could just put it at the back and not worry about running out of space at all. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today because otherwise I'm going to ramble on about all sorts of things that I don't need to ramble on about. Plus, my computer's started jigging. I don't know why that is, but every so often the recording kind of stops and then it jumps and then it stops and then it jumps. I hope that doesn't mean that the audio is getting out of sync, but it might be. Anyway, I'm going to go off and have some lunch and take my doggies out. Miss Maddie's not looking like she wants to go out. She wants to have a sleep, I think.